So let's look at the history of this. Starting with Nero, he's the one that got Peter and Paul and killed them. And then Domitian, he exiled John. Followed by Trajan, who, by the way, Trajan started hunting down Christians province by province. He's the one I told you that pushed them off the cliffs. Marcus Aurelius, Septimus Severus, these were the persecuting Roman emperors. Decius, Valerian, Aurelian, and then the worst one was Diocletian. Diocletian is unique among all the Roman emperors because Diocletian was an engineer. And he did more for the Roman Empire than any other emperor. He fixed the water system, he fixed the road system, he fixed the aqueducts. He's the one that got the public buildings all functioning the way they were. He made so they had proper exits, they had proper water, they had proper sanitary. They weren't having all the plagues they were having. He was brilliant. He was a civil engineer general. So he looked at everything methodical. And when he inherited the emperorship, he was told by his advisors, the biggest problem in the empire are the Christians. He said, well, then we'll deal with the Christians. He said, I have a 3-part plan. He said, this is how you deal with Christianity. Number 1, he said, you destroy all the places they meet. Well, where did they meet? In homes. So destroyed the homes where the Christians are meeting. Wow, would you volunteer to have a Bible study at your house? If you knew the Roman Empire is going to destroy your house? I mean, one of my students in Egypt, Mufti was his name. He was a church planner in Egypt. Do you know what they do in Egypt? Today, in 2024, if they find a Christian church in a home, they burn the house down. They destroy the house. This is not archaic. Today in Egypt, Christians meeting in homes, the home they meet in, it doesn't matter if it was just a one-time meeting, they destroy the home. So I asked Mufti, I said, he was at Jets in the seminary in Amman. I says, wow. What do you do? He says, we've already planned it in the church. He said, what we do is we rotate between all the church members, and as soon as they find out where we are, they burn the home. All the other church members have a list, and the ones that are ready for another family to move in with them, they just move that day. They don't burn it with the people in. They let you take your junk, your stuff out, then they burn your home, and they just move in with another family in the church. So today, this kind of persecution is going on. We just don't have it. So he said, we'll destroy the house. Number 2, we'll either kill or imprison the pastors. So Diocletian destroyed there is no known meeting place that's still standing from before Diocletian's time. No church known of in any part of the Roman Empire. Number 2, kill or imprison the pastor. Now here's the one that all of you have felt. He destroyed every complete copy of the Bible. Did you know there's not one complete manuscript of the Bible left that predates him? He did it. Every copy is destroyed. Now, do you remember what I told you yesterday about how in the communist countries, when they got a Bible, the first thing they did is they tore out all 66 books and passed them out? That's what the church did. They took their church manuscript and divided it up. Did you know today there are 25,000+ pieces of those manuscripts? Those are called the fragments. They tore the whole Bibles up into little pieces, books, spread them out between the church people, and today scholars find all of these pieces, and we have complete manuscripts, but none of them are actually the ones that used to be together because he destroyed all the together ones. Well, he did that and did that and did that, and I told you what happened. He was building on what Nero had done, what Domitian did with John, and so old Diocletian, that's his face. Bonnie and I were standing, taking our class through the baths of Diocletian in Rome, and he's got a big statue of himself, and I looked in his face, and I thought, he's the man that brought Christianity the closest to extinction. Under him, it almost happened that he shut it down. But what happened, the church historians tell us, the blood of the martyrs became the seed of the church. And I told you what happened. As his legionnaires, there's one of them, his name is Demetrius, was a legionnaire in the city of Thessalonica, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, that city. He was called by the governor to go to a group of Christians. He gathered the Christians to bring them to be executed, and the entire way, they weren't screaming, they weren't moaning, they weren't dragging, kind of like the oil protesters. They have to bodily drag them off the road. No, they came willingly, and they said, this is the day that we are going home. We're going home today. we know it's going to be painful, but we're going home. And he said, we're killing you. And they said, uh-huh. And they, on the way to death in Thessalonica, they shared the gospel with Demetrius. And today, if you go to Thessalonica, there's a Saint Demetrius church. It's built over the spot where Demetrius was bringing them to their execution and delivered them to the governor and told the governor he was joining them. And he was executed that day with the people he captured, the Christians. And he became quintessential. He became the example of what was going on across the empire. And poor Diocletian said he was losing his best military men because they joined the Christians and they died with the Christians. And so he did what no other Roman emperor did. All the rest of them either were assassinated, died of dissipation from their wild living, or were murdered or killed on the battlefield. Do you know what Diocletian did? He retired. He just said, I quit. I can't defeat the Christians. He quit. And he moved to where Game of Thrones is filmed, you know, that Dubrovnik or whatever it's called. That's his house. And even though I've never seen Game of Thrones, that's what's ruined the city. You can't take groups there anymore. Everybody that watches that movie or whatever it is goes there. But what we see is because we're Christians, Jesus promised what would happen. He said, if the world hates you, it hated me before I hated you. If you were of the world, they would love you. But you're not of the world, and I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Do you understand? Do you know why Christians in America aren't hated as much as Christians in other places? Because it's not clear who we are. Remember, Gallup and Barnett, the pollsters, can't find a difference between the Christians and the unsaved people. Christians lie as much, steal as much, get divorced as much, and live together before marriage as unsaved. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the supposed 100 and whatever million Christians are in America. But basically, we should get ready because hard times are on the horizon.